joined by Jonas Colter from the Evolve Festival, and illustrious now executive director, but certainly it's been steps to get there in the history of the Evolve Festival, but executive director now. So Jonas, talk to us about Evolve coming next month.
Evolve is happening next month. It'll be our second time in Moncton. We're really excited about it. The property looks fantastic. We've been changing it, I guess, and getting it ready. So we've built 2 new stages in the woods that are themed. One called the Temple, and the other one's the Mothership. So one's kind of more natural themed, one's like kind of a space theme. One's going to have 360 video mapping, so it's 360 experience. The other one will be more of a normal stage, like kind of a front experience, but both will be incredible. The Temple is being built post and beam. We've got post and beam specialists that are coming in from St. John that are going to build just this beautiful structure. The woods, you know, giant pieces of lumber, you know, 12 inches by 12 inches, the beams and the supports and stuff. So it's going to be incredible. And that's just the part of it. Like,
and that's just the new stuff.
That's some of the new things we're doing. Like PK Sound this year is going to be new. We've got great production on the band side. Signature Sound's coming in from Fredericton that does Harvest Jazz and Blues Fest. You know, tons of other things as well and festivals. But PK Sound out of Ontario is coming down to do the DJ, the electronic sound. And they're known globally for having the best sound. So that's another addition we're having this year. We're going to have, we had it in the past, but this year we've got Frisbee golf. I don't know if you've ever played, but it's a lot of fun. You know, just go for a little walk, throwing the Frisbee, trying to, you know, just another way to enjoy your day at Evolve.
Yeah, I've played Frisbee golf, but really only on TV. And I'm not very good at it there. So there'd be a lot of walking. If it's anything like my real golf game, there's a lot of Frisbees lost in the woods. But that's just a sampling of some of what's going on. And really, it seems that the Evolve Fest keeps growing bigger and bigger every year. A couple years ago, it was the feature of moving from Nova Scotia now to Bearsville, just north of Moncton, about 30 minutes away. It's worth it. Go check it out. It's awesome. And you guys got 500 acres and just made a festival out of that area, you know. So it's grown from that even just in the last couple of years to what you have now. So it's, you know, it's impressive how much every year that it keeps evolving bigger and bigger. Are you as impressed to see where it's come from now as from where it was before?
Yeah, definitely. And there's definitely some serendipity to what's happened, and it needed to happen. And actually, when I became owner, I wanted in 2009 to move Evolve to Moncton. So, you know, part of it's fate, part of it's a want. But we were quite comfortable at Antigonish. We ended up leaving and coming here, so we're very happy to be here. There's no doubt about it. It's my home province, although some people thought it was a Nova Scotia festival. Now some people think it's a New Brunswick festival. I definitely think it's a maritime festival. And, you know, just talking to the other people that are on the show tonight, just about the vibe in the Maritimes, like, one lady's from Ontario, the other man's from Belgium, and they've come here because they love the Maritimes, you know? So it's really cool. And a lot of people have come from other parts of Canada or northeastern US to come to Evolve. And then some people have been promoters of festivals who have said, can you come to, like, figure out you know, the puzzle of making a festival and have a festival like Evolve in the US, and we said it's basically impossible. We can't take the maritime people. It's mostly the people that make the festival, you know?
Yeah, just like any festival, it's the people you run into. It's the people who run the stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's always what makes a great festival. And in Bearsville there, I suppose your answer to be if it's a New Brunswick festival now you got to go Sackville-Amherst, right in the middle.
Yeah.
Set up there, and then nobody can say it's one or the other.
We did look at that. When we were looking for property, we were looking for basically on the border, if we could find something, that drive up to PEI from kind of the Sackville area.
Yeah, that's right. So why Moncton? Why Bearsville? I know you mentioned it was important for you to kind of move it here, but why?
Well, it's the hub. You know, we're an eco-friendly festival. I'm an organic farmer, a yoga teacher, and I knew as far as travel goes, Antigonish was left of center. Everybody was going there. It's a beautiful area, but being here, you know, you could take the train. You know, it's the middle of the Maritimes. So I thought that that was important. And it was great that there was a piece of land for sale that had a green festival. It was called the Green Festival years ago. The property was already developed and ready for another festival, so we just moved on, kind of made it our own, and are continuing to do so. You know, last night I was on the festival grounds working, and tonight I'll be back again. So
it's constant work trying to put this kind of thing together.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's July 13th to 16th. I believe I have those dates right.
Yep.
EvolveFestival.com is the place you can go. EvolveFestival.com/tickets if you
Yep.
want to get tickets. So let's just talk the acts, because you've got a smorgasbord of excellent acts that are coming in. We'll just name a couple right now. Coleman Hell's coming, Sam Roberts Band, Radio, Slow Coaster, just to name a few. Like, we're talking some very broad acts that are coming to Evolve Festival.
Yeah, definitely Evolve's always been very diverse. And as new genres, like indie music didn't exist when Evolve had begun 20 years ago, and it just came into effect, 10 or 12 years ago. Yeah, we have the Sheepdog's new project, which is really exciting. It's a 9-piece band with 3 pieces, 3-horn section, percussion section. Sometimes it sounds a lot like Santana, which is great for summertime music. The lineup is our best ever. Sam Roberts Band is incredible. We're excited to host him. Coleman Hell. Some people don't know Coleman Hell by name, but he's got a triple platinum song.
He's really good.
2 Heads, as well as Fireproof and Devotions on the radio right now. He'll put on a great live show. Black Tiger Sex Machine from Montreal's in town. They put on an amazing show and are headlining festivals around the world, as is Rez and Xavier Rudd. Arrested Development is playing at Evolve this year, who won 2 Grammys in 1993. This is the 25th anniversary of that Grammy-winning album. At the time, Rolling Stone quoted them as being the it band of the year of '93. Like, almost, they were the Arcade Fire of their time. They were the, the biggest band in the world at the time. So what an impressive lineup, really.
Yeah. It's so many different, so diverse. We can talk about that, but in mapping this 3 or 4 day excursion, how is it that you pick who's going to come for what, and how do you figure that all out? How do you figure who's coming?
You just get lucky. You make relationships with the agents, sometimes the bands, and you just you've got a wish list of who you would like to see at Evolve. You ask the fans who they would like to see at Evolve. We did a survey this year. And you put it all together and you see what you get at the end. And this year we've done well, and we're really excited about it.
To just roll the dice and see where they land.
Totally. Too Many Zoos too. I don't know if you know Too Many Zoos, but this year they were on Beyonce's new album as a horn section. They were a viral act that, I don't know how many million views they saw on Facebook in a subway station in New York City. And then after recording with her, I think they end up playing with her live at the Grammys, so they're quite a great dance trio. We're pretty excited for those guys too.
Yeah, fair enough. So for people who may not have never heard of Evolve Festival before, at least they may have heard of some other musical festivals, say Lollapalooza or Bonnaroo or any of those ones. How does Evolve Fest kind of compare to those?
Similar, much smaller on the smaller scale, like would be 5% as big as those bigger festivals, but we try and create the same kind of atmosphere, but on a smaller scale, which I think is fantastic. I've been to Australia, I've seen Xavier Rudd in Australia with 25,000 people, and bigger isn't always better. It was a great show nonetheless, but seeing him in the Maritimes with 4,000 or 5,000 people in a more intimate setting is what I prefer. And a lot of these artists, you'll see if you go see them on YouTube, like Rez just played Bonnaroo last week, and she's on a stage with, maybe 25,000 people in front of her. But at Evolve, there's going to be 2,500 people, so it's pretty intimate, and it's pretty awesome at the same time. Yeah,
you talk to some bands about playing these smaller festival shows, and they love it because it's a big party. But you also get the intimacy. You get to be able to see all the faces, and you can see everybody react. Whereas 25,000 people, I mean, it's you look out, and if you catch a face, you're kind of lucky that way. But you talk to some bands about it, and some. A lot of them like that more intimacy, and it's kind of the big league flavor on that small scale.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So that's what you'll get at Evolve this year, and there'll be some other surprises. We got a swimming hole this year on this new property, which was definitely a selling point. It's runoff from a spring.
Well,
so
any
the
festival in the middle of summer.
you definitely
need
need it.
idea.
Oh yeah,
It's always a good idea.
So.
Yeah. So be sure to check it out, evolvefestival.com.
Yep.
Jonas Colter, thank you so much for joining us.
Awesome, Mike. Thank
It
you.
should be an amazing festival coming up next month. That is July the 13th to 16th in Beersville. Just quickly, did you pick it just because Beersville?
No, again, just lucky, serendipity. It's kind of funny, and it's and fitting at the same time for some people.
Yeah,
so it's perfect.
For some people, anyway. So
I
be
know
sure to check it out.
I know in one, just one more thing, in one article they said in a supposed place called Beersville, but it was more fantasy than anything. So
maybe the fantasy works. But evolvefestival.com/tickets, place to get your tickets. So Jonas, thank you so much for joining us.